Welcome and good morning. In the next lecture of the radar and TV engineering, today we will discuss about the CCTV or CCD cameras and picture tubes. In last lecture, we have already discussed about the TV transmitter and the TV receiver system. In the TV transmitter section, we have already discussed the each section of transmission system or fundamental of the TV transmitters. And in the next section, we have discussed the receiver section. In the receiver section, we have discussed about all the type of blocks of receiver system, all in component of the receiver system. Now we have the main part of the TV system is the camera tubes. In previous lecture, we have already discussed the types of the camera tubes and picture tubes. Now we will discuss today CCD cameras and picture tubes. So cameras is used in to capture the pictures, and the picture tubes are used at the receiver sections. The content of this video lecture is the CCD camera, picture tube, types of the picture tube, construction, working principle of the picture tube. The main objective of this video lecture is to understand the basic fundamental of the camera tubes, to understand the basic concept of the picture tubes. Students will also learn about the working of the picture tube. They will also learn the concept of the picture tube and camera tube, working, construction, and types of the camera tube and picture tubes. The outcome of this video lecture, student will understand the concept of CCD camera. They will also learn the picture tube. Student also learn the picture tubes with the types of the picture tube and advantages and disadvantages. The textbook for the radar and TV engineering, to understand the TV engineering. TV engineering is the second part of our syllabus, that is the monochrome and the color television. Second edition by R.R. Gulati. Other reference books is given for TV engineering. Now we come to the main part or main things of TV transmitter, that is the camera. The main part of the CCD camera is the CCD image sensors. This type of the image sensor, it sends the image. CCD consists of very closely packed MOS capacitors formed by the P substrate SiO2 and the metal gate, which can store or transfer the analog charge signals. The CCD is composed of precisely positioned light-sensitive semiconductor elements arranged as row and columns. Each row in the array represents a single line in the resulting image. This is the diagram for the CCD camera. This is shown how the charge is moved from the plus V to lower, and the working of this CCD is the application positive potential to the gate. Result development of the depletion region just below them. When we apply the positive voltage to the gate, so there is the depletion region is formed, potential valve just below them. when any image is focused onto the silicon chip, electrons are generated within it. The number of the electrons depend on the intensity of incident light, and hence depth varies according to the applied voltage. The number of the electron depends on the uh, intensity of the incident light, and hence the depth varies according to the applied voltage. Once reduced, they collect in the nearby potential wells. The charge of the one element is transferred to the next element by applying a higher voltage to the next gate and reducing the voltage of the gate. The gate electrodes operate in group of three. For good resolution, we assign it three capacitor pixels. The charge transfer is carried by the multi-phase clock applied to the gates. After one complete clock cycle, the charge pattern moves from one stage to the next as an analog shift register. CCD camera, the sensors and vertical shift register, horizontal shift register, output. This is the image of CCD cameras, and that sensors are arranged uh, with the vertical shift registers. Sensors are connected with the shift register, and horizontal shift registers is connected with the vertical shift register. Scanning steps into the two integrate period. One set of the electrode is supplied with the constant voltage, creating a deflection vision. Duration 1 to 10 seconds. Without period, phase clock pulse applied to the transfer stored charge to storage section. Duration is 100 microseconds. CCD sensors fabrication method. The frame storage transfer mode, interline charge transfer mode, and frame interline charge transfer mode. So here the how the sensor sends the image and they convert it into the output of camera is given by this image. This is the photo sensors, vertical shift registers, and we have the horizontal shift registers and the amplifiers. The photo sensor sends the image, and the image is given to the vertical shift registers. Correspondingly, we have a horizontal shift registers and amplifier. So output of the shift registers is given to the horizontal shift registers, and it is goes to amplified. So finally, we get the amplified output of the CCD sensors or CCD cameras. So image is converted into the electrical signal. Here, the picture shows that the yellow light is illuminated, and step by step it is goes to the electrical signal. How the process is followed is given by this picture. So through this system, we are able to understand that the image is converted into the picture, electrical signal, or any photo is converted into the electrical signal by the CCD camera. The CCD image scanner consists of a large number of CCD devices arranged in the rows and columns to form an image area. Individual lines are addressed sequentially using an address register. The output circuit will contain the electrical representation of the picture information. It does not need an electron gun beam, high voltage, or vacuum envelope of conventional camera. For interlaced scanning in cameras, the charge transfer to the vertical shift register is accomplished in two stages. The odd number rows followed by the even rows. Next, the charges in the vertical register are shifted into the horizontal shift register and clocked to the CCD output. All the odd rows are clocked out first or filled, followed by all the even rows even filled. The rate at which the charge from the horizontal shift register is clocked out is governed by the number of the element pixels per row and video standard the camera complies with. Advantages: the CCD camera is the high sensitivity, image lag absent, means lagging of the image is absent in this because it has high sensitive type of the camera. The spectral response is very good. Sensor withstand excessive illuminations. No geometrical distortion or non-linearities. Lightweight and low power. Limitations: requires the external processing unit, relatively high power consumption, expensive. So these are the some limitations for the CCD cameras for image scanning that requires the external processing unit, uh, high power consumption, and the extensively expensive. The main application of CCD camera, it is used in the barcode scanners. It is used in the scanning of barcode at the malls, at the shopkeepers, or in the library. Camcorders, it is used as a camcorder to convert the image into the code form, and fax machine. It is used in the fax machine also. So these are the application area of our CCD cameras or CCD camera. Video processing of the camera pickup signal. How the video is processed by camera pickup signal. The optical image is focused by the lens on the glass face of target plate. The lens regulates the light by the iris built into the lens housing. The output of video signal is taken across the load register. So this is the image, how the video signal image is processed and converted into the video signal by CCD or any type of the camera tubes. So light is come from the scene and lens is converted into the parallel wavefront into the wavefront of electron beams, and it is given to the camera tubes. So camera tube is having a anode and cathodes, and electron beam is passed through this. Electron beam is focused on that anode, Then we have a signal which is applied to the preamplifiers, which is amplify the signal level, and signal processor unit is there to process the signal, and sync added here. The synchronizing pulses is added, and correspondingly we get the video signal output. So video signal output combine the composite signal, that is the blanking pulse and the sync pulse and the video signal. So this is the electron beam scanning in the camera tubes. We have already discussed how the scanning of the electron beam is occur in the image processing unit or image sections. Amplify the weak low voltage signal from the load resistance RL, addition of the blanking pulses, addition of sync pulses. So in the amplify section, after amplification, we add the blanking pulse and the sync pulse in the corresponding video signal. The signal current or voltage across the load resistance RL. So if P amplifier is used at the first stage, the output terminal of camera tube to avoid external interference. The second stage, we are using the signal processors to add a blanking rise during the horizontal and the vertical trace interval. Sync adder circuit is used to add the synchronizing pulses. The output waveform has a voltage of about IV peak to peak voltage, that is across 75 ohms as shown. That is shown in the figure, that is the 75 peak to peak, 75%. That is be located at some distance from the camera. A principle of the working and block diagram of color TV camera. Now we have a TV camera. The construction, working, and all things are same as CCD camera. So before going to start the particular camera, we'll learn about the fundamental of the color TV cameras. A color camera tube is used to split the optical image into the primary colors. Means any optical image is converted into the three primary colors. The special type of the mirror called dichroic mirror is used to split the image into the colors. So there is a camera dichromic mirror, and the light from the picture and lens assembly. This assembly, color conversion and natural density filters. Then we have a dichromic mirrors, and this mirror is converted the image or picture signal into the, or light from the picture is converted into the three output, that is the red cameras, that is VR, green camera, VG, blue camera, VB. So red, green, blue, these three voltages developed through the three mirrors. That is the red dichromic mirror reflect the red colors and allow other color to pass through it. The scene is the focused by the zoom lens package on the dichromic mirror setup, and they are passed through the color filters. These filters can provide the precise primary color images. Each camera tube develops video signal voltage proportional to the color intensity received by it. A video preamplifier amplifies the VR, VV, VG. Three voltages signal. In the output stage, a resistance network is used to generate the luminous signal and color signal. So resistance value are so related such that the luminous signal Y equal to the 0.3 R plus 0.59 G plus 0.11 B if only red color light is focused, then we have only the red camera output VR. Then Y equal to the 30 upon 30 plus 70, that is VR equal to the zero point 0.3 VR. So this is the equation or the value of prominence signal. Picture tubes. In the next section, we have a picture tubes. So camera tube is a tube or device which convert the image or the light signal into the composite video signal. And picture tube is a device or tube as a CRT which develop the picture at the screen through the electrical or video signal. The size of the picture tube is generally denotes the diagonal length. The size of the picture tube ranges from 1 inches, that is to 30 inches or more. So 30 inch equal to the 76 centimeter, because the 1 inch is correspondingly completely 2.5 centimeter, equivalent to 2.5 centimeter. And so we have a picture tubes of 1 inches to the 30 inches or more than 30 inches available nowadays. Most of the commonly used tubes in the black and white TV and the color TV are 51 centimeters and 36 centimeters screen size. And this size is measured in the diagonals, always. So black and white TV is available into the 51 centimeters, and the our color television is available in 36 centimeters. A tube example is the tube 500 AMP4 has the diagonal length 500 millimeters, that is 20 inch. The last alphabet P specify the screen is the phosphorus screen. Another monochrome picture tube specification is given here, that the commonly used picture tubes manufactured in India and marketed by the BEL, that is Bharat Electronics Limited, are 310 C1P4, 470 C1P4, 610 C1P4, 590 C1P4 picture tubes employs the electrostatic focusing and electromagnetic deflection. So these monochrome pictures tubes are based on the electrostatic focusing and electromagnetic deflections. Now we have the constructions and working principles of monochrome picture tube. The picture tube is used to convert the video signal into the optical signals. We have already discussed that picture tubes are monochrome and color television picture tube, which is used to convert the received video signal into the optical signal. But a camera tube is convert the optical signal into the video signal. This is the difference between the picture tubes and the camera tubes. Now construction. In the construction, we have the main part of the monochrome picture tubes, that is electronic guns, focusing anodes, deflection coils, final anode, phosphorus screen, external conductive coating. So this is the image of picture tube, that is the monochrome type picture tube. And in this picture tube, we have a cathode and anode. The base cathode will generate the electron beams, and it is focusing by electrostatic focusing, and some deflection coil is available for deflections, and this arrangement is into the glass envelopes. The cathode will generate the electron guns and electron beams, and this beam is uh, arrived at the phosphorus coating of screen. So inside of the screen we have a aluminized coating, and in between of the glass and aluminized coating we have a phosphorus coating. This is the important coating to display the pictures. And inner of the this tube we have an inner inductive conducting coating, aqueduct conduction coating. So we have a G1 and G2 and G3 is the control grids, accelerating anode, focusing anode, correspondingly respectively centric magnetic, center magnetic, and error magnets. We have here the EHT is equal to the 18 kilovolt, and some deflection coil arrangement is also in this picture. So this is the basic architecture of the picture tube for monochrome color television system. Now we will discuss the one by one part of picture tube. The electron gun unit consists of cathode, control grid, and accelerating anode. It is indirectly heated by a filament. Thorium, tungsten, or borium and strontium oxides are having low work function and so release a sufficient number of electrons of when heated. So in the electron guns, the electrons is generated by the filament. So cathode will generate and control the electron gun. The control grid is used to control the flow of the electron from the cathode. It is also in the form of cylinder and for flow of electrons. Screen grid is maintained at 400 volts and focusing grid is maintained at 600 volts. Through this base pin, only the rated voltage for different grids are supplied. Electrostatic method is used to focus the electron beam. The positive potential at the accelerating anode is extended. This is considered as first lens action. Screen grid and focus grid forms the second lens system. The focus anode is larger in the diameter and also its potential is higher than the first anode. The voltages given to the grid are so selected that the second convergence point is on the screen picture tube. Deflection coils. Electromagnetic system is used to deflect the electron beams in the horizontal and the vertical direction. So the deflection coils is available here to deflect the electron beam in the horizontal and vertical directions. A picture tube produces the horizontal deflection, and another pair of the coil placed left and right produce the vertical deflection. The two pair of the coils are collectively called deflection yoke. The deflection yoke, centering magnet and pin torsions magnet are also provided for centering electron beams. So this type of the deflection yoke maintain the electron beam in the center of the picture tube at the moment of electron beams at corners. Final anodes to provide the sufficient velocity and energy for electron beam, a final anode is included in the tube. This aqueduct coating is provided with a high voltage of 10 kilovolt or more. The secondary electrons emitted from the screen are attracted by these coating. Phosphorus aqueduct screen. The phosphoric chemicals are light metals such as the zinc, cadmium in the form of sulfate, sulfide, and phosphate compounds. The atoms, while hitting the coating, hitting spot fluorescence emit light. External conducting coating. Aqueduct is also coated on the outer surface of glass bell. A spring clip used to connect this coating with the chassis ground AC ripples in the high voltage and provide a perfect higher voltage. Now the working principle of our picture tubes, how the picture tubes are worked. An AC supply of 6.3 volt is given to the heater filament. This filament heats cathode and cathode emits the electron beams. The number of the electrons in the beam is controlled. The accelerating anode increase the velocity of moving electrons. The point and bandwidth for the PAL system is the 7 megahertz. Cancellation of the phase errors. So in the case of cancellation of the phase error, this is the phasor diagram. First is the no phase error. And second, and show the subcarrier phasor on 2 consecutive lines whilst third is the depicts location of the resultant phasors at demodulators. Note that the phasor U plus JV chosen for this illustration represents a near magenta shades. This is the figure B, cancellation of the phase errors. PAL D system. This is the in the PAL D system we have U and V output of UVDV modulators, and it has some adder and subtractor. This is the PAL coder or transmitter section. How the signal is transmitted in the case of the PAL transmitter section. So this is the complete block diagram, shows that the PAL transmitter section. This is the PAL D receiver. So antenna is received and tuned for VHF and UHF frequencies, and we have a RF type of the super heterodyne receiver for the audio and video signals. So in the receiver signal, color signal is developed in the form of D minus Y, G minus Y, R minus Y. 3 color text signal is developed, and this signal is given to the picture tubes. So this is the PAL receiver diagram. This is the again another type of the PAL receivers. Now we have a new type of the color TV standard, that is the SECAM, sequential color a memory or sequential color with memory, it is used in the French. In the CCAM, only one of the color difference signal is transmitted at a time, that is the during the one line. The other color difference signal is transmitted during the next line because of the odd number of the lines per picture. If an line carries, that is R minus Y signal during the one picture, it will carry the B minus Y signal during the scanning of the following picture. A delay line of the 64 microsecond is used as a memory to produce the both the color signals available simultaneously. The determination of proper sequence of color line is done by identification pulses. CCAM third, the one variant of the CCAM commonly used, that is uses the 625 lines 50 pins with the channel bandwidth of the 8 megahertz. So there is the difference in the three schemes in the bandwidth. In the NTSC, we used 6 megahertz. In the PAL, we used 7 megahertz, and CCAM used 8 megahertz channel bandwidth. Sound carrier at the 5.5 megahertz. Weighted color difference signal are called dr is equal to the 1.9 r minus y and db is equal to the 1.5 b minus y. So FM is used for the sound color subcarrier, and hence phase changes does not produce URRs. The weighting factor for R minus Y is minus 1.9. The color subcarrier is at 4.4375 megahertz. However, for suppressing the dot pattern in the picture, two separate subcarriers are used, 4.40625 for R minus Y and 4.250 megahertz for B minus Y, 272H and 282H. In the next, we have a color difference signal, that is the bandwidth is the color difference signal bandwidth is 1.5 megahertz. The pre-emphasize is used before the FM. A second level of the pre-emphasis is done, known as the high frequency pre-emphasize. This increases the amplitude of the signal and improves the signal to noise ratio. Switching between DR and DB take place during the line synchronization. Pulse and line identification signals are used to identify and proper switching of the color lines. This is the CCAM order or transmitter section, how the signal is processed and transmitted through the CCAM coder and transmitter section. So through this block diagram, we are able to understand the concept of transmitter. This is the CCAM decoder. Here the signal is decoded from the antenna, and composite video signal is received by antenna and is decoded, and the Y signal and DR and DB signal is produced by the circuitry, and finally the amplifier and matrix signal is the VR, VG and VB, which is applied to the picture tubes. Now we have the advantages of CCAM. Because of the FM, CCAM receivers are immune to phase distortion. Since only one chrome signal at a time, there is no possibility of crosstalk between the chrome signals. No need for QAM at transmitter. No need for separate manual hue and saturation control. Due to the above, CCAM receivers are simple and cheap. Now we have some disadvantages for the CCAM scheme. The vertical resolution is inferior because one line signal combines with the other to retrieve the color. Luminance is represented by the amplitude of a signal and saturation by frequency deviation. In case of signal fade out, the luminance may be attenuated, but chrome not affected. This may make color more saturated during the fade out. Digitizing CCAM is difficult since only one color difference signal is available at a time. Now we have some multiple choice question on the basis of the color TV picture tubes and the color TV standards. So first type of the multiple choice question, which type of the amplifiers are used in the high level transmitter? A class C amplifier, B class A amplifier, C no amplifier used, and D none of the above. Question number 2, in the digital TV, ADC conversion is done by A pulse code modulated system, B DPCM, C delta modulation, D adaptive delta modulation. In a TV receiver set, sound and video signals are separated at the A video detector, B video amplifier, C sync separator, D IF stage. The three primary colors in the chrominance signal of a color TV are A red, green, orange, B red, green, blue, C blue, green, magenta, D yellow, green, cyan. Next multiple choice question, that is the fifth question. A television system having the that is the n is equal to the 525 and p is equal to the 25 frames per second has a horizontal sync frequency of A 50, B 15,625, C 625, D 525. This is the based on the NTSC scheme or NTSC system. Next, the signals sent by the TV transmitter to ensure correct scanning in the receiver are called A sync, B home signal, C luminance, and D video signal. Next, seventh question. The interlacing is used in the TV frames to A reduce the illusion of the motion, B ensure the scanning of all lines, C avoid the flicker, D avoid the humming. Question number 8, the separation of the sound and the picture carriers in our TV system is in the megahertz, that is the A is equal to the 5.5 megahertz, B 4.5, C 6, and D 5. Question number 9, the equalizing pulses in the TV are sent during A horizontal blanking, B vertical blanking, C horizontal retrace, D flickering. If a normal line sync pulse width is 4.7, its width of equalizing pulse is its A 4.6, B 2.3, C 9.2, D 1.5. So the conclusion of today's video lecture is that today we have discussed the important part of TV receiver system. So the picture tubes is the very much uh, important part of TV receiver system. Uh, this picture tube is convert the electrical voltage signal into the image. So in this video lecture, we have discussed three type of the picture tube. That is the delta gun, phase in line, and one more trinitron picture tubes. After that, we have discussed the different color TV standards. In this different color TV standard, we have discussed the NTSC scheme or PAL phase alteration alternating line and SECAM sequential color memory. So all three standards are used by different countries. So today we have discussed these color TV system standards and some multiple choice question. So our main objective of this video lecture is fulfill that the student will understand the picture tube and color TV picture tubes, and they will understand the concept and construction of the color tube and picture tubes. They will also understand and differentiate the three scheme of the color TV standards which is used in worldwide. Thank you.